Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is an exciting video. We are going to be doing our April monthly build your own palette, and this palette was actually built around this look. So I had this idea in mind for August of these kind of tones and this sort of look in my head, so I built this palette for it. And yeah, I haven't done that yet where I built a palette for a look as opposed to building a palette and then creating the looks from the palette. This is our August palette, so more deep teals and more reddish kind of shades, kind of raspberry pinky kind of shades as well. Very fun. I have two kind of duochrome, multi-chrome kind of shades in there. Well, three technically, because that's technically a duochrome as well. But just these kind of vibes, kind of like summer shades but deeper. You know what I mean? Like deeper summer, because that's what I kind of get around August. We're getting into the deeper months. We're getting into the more wintry kind of side of the year. The autumn kind of shades, which I'm very excited about. My September palette, let me tell you. And for this palette, I done 10 shades just because these are the shades I wanted in the palette. So I just put them together like that. Because I've no real, like, it doesn't have to be 9 shades. It's just my first few were 9 shades. But it's kind of whatever I feel like. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Whatever shades I feel like I want or need in the palette, they're going to be in the palette. So I'm going to pop up some swatches as I'm talking, and I'm going to quick fire through all of these. So just so you know, we're starting up here, going across, here going across, and then here going across, just so you know which ones I'm actually talking about. So first up, we have got Fantasy from Makeup Geek, which is a beautiful minty green shade. Next up, we've got Cleona's Statue Garden, which I cannot wait to use. Because no, I have used it, but I didn't done it over like a black base. I'm excited to use it just on the eye to see how it actually looks. But that's a beautiful kind of like almost like a grey base that shifts from a purple to a green. Stunning. Next we've got Centauri, which I've got on me right now, and this one shifts from like a red copper into a gold into a green. Beautiful flash and stunning. That's from Terra Moons. Next we've got another Makeup Geek. This is Aphrodite, and this one is like a burgundy reddish brown. Beautiful, perfect for deepening up these reddish shades on the corner. Onto the second one, we've got Colourpop's Conjure Up, which is a deep teal. Then over here we've got a little bit more of a bluey teal, but still a teal nonetheless. This is Gridlock, also from Colourpop. We've got this beautiful kind of peachy pinky reddish sort of shade here, which is Tuscan Sun. It's a matte shade. I wanted this for blending and it's stunning. That's from Makeup Geek. We have got Boite or Bozite, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, from Glaminatrix, but it's a super bright true red. And then our last two are from Inglot. We have got 3, 4, 5, which I'm pretty sure I've used in a previous palette before, which is beautiful minty matte shade, so it ties in really nice with those kind of greenish sort of shades. And then we've got this beautiful soft pink duochrome, which is number 29, also from Inglot. So that is my palette. And I'm in love with this look. I can't get over this look, and I'm so excited for my second look because I didn't really know what my second look was going to be. I just knew this was the vibe I wanted for the palette, these colours, so hence the palette. But then I was sitting here playing around and I was like, oh, I have an idea for my second look, and that's why there's a certain Statue Garden shade in there, because I really wanted that for my second look. Just before we get into the actual tutorial, my Instagram is linked down below. I post all my up close eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks, and my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content if you want to give both of those a follow. So let us not ramble anymore. Let's see these shades that I have chosen for August in action, and let us get into look number 1. Okay guys, I'm so excited to get into my August palette. Here she is. I'm so happy with how this turned out. I'm very excited for this first look I'm going to do, and the second look as well, but the first look instantly knew, like, I kind of thought of the look and built the palette around that. That's the kind of vibe I went for this. So for this look, we're going to mostly use all of these kind of reddish and brown shades around here, as well as Centauri from Terra Moons. Probably a little bit of this Inglot shade down here, and a little bit of Fantasy for a little pop of that teal green. And I want a quite winged out sort of effect. I think it's going to be very pretty. And my skin is on, my brows are on, my eyeshadow primer is on, which will all be listed down below, so you can go check out what I use down there. My cheeks are pretty much done apart from highlighter, even though I look quite shiny because I use a glowy blush, but I do want another highlighter on, so I'll go through that towards the end as well. So to start this look, we're going to take the shade Tuscan Sun from Makeup Geek, this beautiful soft kind of soft pinky nude sort of shade, and I'm just taking that on a giant fluffy brush, and this one is from V Cosmetics. There's no name on it, it's just a giant fluffy brush, and I'm going to pop that on the outer corner. I'm blending that through my crease, blending it the whole way across as well, and then I'm just going to start winging that out, just pulling that shade out past my brow. I like to go out quite far with it. You don't have to go out as far. Next, I'm going to take this beautiful bright red shade here. This one is from Glaminatrix. This one is either Bozite or Boite. I don't know how to pronounce it really, but I'm just going to take a small bit of that and we're just going to work this very slowly because it's quite pigmented. This is a Lavender Luxe number 8 brush from BH Cosmetics, just like a pinched fluffy brush. And we're going to start with that in my outer corner and then start bringing that through the crease. I want it to be mostly this shade, but with lots of depth in the corner. So we're really bringing that through. And I'm just building it up until I have the intensity that I want it to be. And then I'm just pulling that out as well, just to have that nice winged out sort of shape. And then once you're kind of happy with the shape and how intense it is, I'm just taking a little bit more of the Tuscan Sun shade, the very first shade we used. And I'm just going to soften around all my edges, especially out around that wing shape. Okay, now we're going to take this really deep kind of burgundy brown shade. This is Aphrodite from Makeup Geek as well. And I'm taking this on a pointed crease brush, which is kind of like a stiffer rounded dome brush. And it is just going to be stamped on the outer corner and a little bit into the crease and very slightly winged out. I don't want this to really take over. I just want this to add a nice bit of depth in the corner. So just whatever's left on my brush, I'm just fluffing that into the crease. Kind of something sort of like that. You can always add more of each shade as you feel like you need it, but I'm going to leave it at that for now. Okay, I have a little bit of fallout just underneath here, but I will tidy it up at the end. I'm not too fussed about that right now. Now I want to work on my lower lash line. So we're going to do it basically the opposite way around. So I'm going to take a little bit of the Aphrodite shade, and this is just a small teeny weeny little brush I have from eBay, and I'm just going to run that quite close to my lower lash line, not too thick. I know I do like it thick on my lower lash line, and I will do that, but more with the red. I don't really want too much of this brown. I'm just placing this first for some depth on the eye. Then I'm just taking this brush here. This is an e.l.f. brush, but it's a kind of rubbed off. It's an e.l.f. eye crease brush, but it's a small little pencil brush like this. We're going to take the Bozite shade, is what I'm going to call it, and we are going to run that right over the brown, so it's not too brown. Give it that nice red tint, and connecting the blend as well on the outside, so it all just pulls nicely on the eye. And then I'm going back in with a little bit more of Tuscan Sun. This is a small little brush from MAC. This is a 512 SES. It was a Christmas collection one. A small kind of fluffy flat brush, and I'm just going to use that now to run along the edge of the red on the lower lash line, just to keep that blend the same. This shade also kind of stops the red from looking too pink, because I want it to look more just like true red. Well, as true red as it will be, like blended out. Okay, now for the bit I'm so excited for. This is my Too Faced Glitter Insurance, and we're going to pop our shimmers on. I just took that on a Lavender Luxe number 9 brush from BH Cosmetics, just a small little flat brush. And this is just going to go very lightly over the lid. Okay, so to start, I'm going to take the shade Fantasy, this one here from Makeup Geek, and we're going to pick up the same brush. Just cleaned off a little bit of the excess glitter primer, but this is going to go in the inner part of my lid. So just in here for a nice minty little pop. I'm only going to go about 1/3 in. So just as you're looking straight into the mirror, like where your iris starts. Now we're going to take Centauri, this beautiful, it's like so red here, but then as it kind of catches out of the light, it goes more like gold. Like from where I'm looking at, it's like green gold. Like looking at it right here. Oh, you can see it there. Yeah, kind of green gold, and then it goes to this like red shade. So I'm just so excited for this shade. And I'm taking this on an e.l.f. concealer brush, which is just like another little flat brush. And this is going to go on that middle part of the lid, just right out to where it meets that deeper shade out here. And then it's just going to start to overlap. I'm just flicking a little bit of that over, then taking my brush with the green on it and flipping that backwards over it. So just back and forward until you're happy with the blend. Okay, then I'm going to take a little bit of a mixture of the brown and the red just for the corner here, because I just want a little dabble. I could just do the brown, but it would go a bit too dark brown in the corner. I want a little bit of the red just to help. But I'm just tapping over where it meets that shimmer. Okay, and then last little step, I'm going to take this shade down here, which is, I forget the number. This one is number 29 from Inglot, which is like a soft pink duochrome. And I'm going to take a little bit of that on an e.l.f. detailer brush. Yes, not e.l.f. Real Techniques detailer brush, little lip brush. And that is going to be her inner corner, just for a nice little soft pink pop in there. So the look is done. I'm so happy with how it turned out. This is exactly what I envisioned, and I'm just happy that it turned out that way and I could build. This is the look, and I built a palette around this look. So here we are. So I'm going to jump off. I'm going to finish off my eyes, my cheeks and my lips, and I will let you know what I use when I come back. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. I am in love with this look. I knew I had to do a deep lip, a deep kind of burgundy brown lip, and just kind of tie in with that outer corner nicely and just make it a little bit more fierce looking. I love it. So let me go through everything that I used on my face. So to finish off my eyes, I went in with my Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Berry Fantastic, just a deep burgundy pencil, and I popped that on my waterline, and then I done a wing liner just to tie in with that wingy shape we have going on, and I used my MAC Brushstroke Brush Black liner, very hard to say. And then I also decided to add just a little like wingy, not wingy, like a little curve just around my lid, on the inner part of the lid, almost like a cut crease but not quite. And for this I use the Immortal liquid liner from Unearthly Cosmetics, and this is in the shade Jinx. It's kind of rubbed off, but it is Jinx. I know it's Jinx, which kind of shifts, kind of like the Century shade, the kind of red to a gold to a green sort of shift, so it gives a similar kind of vibe, but I just pop that on the inner part, kind of surrounding the green. For my mascara then I use my Zoeva Infinite Potential Full Volume Mascara just on my top and my bottom lashes. We're getting through it. I'd say I probably have another 2 weeks or so out of it. And then for my lashes I went in with my Violet Voss limited edition faux mink lashes in the style Sexy and I Know It, because they kind of have a winged out shape, but they're super spiky and fluffy and I love them. So beautiful. Onto cheeks then. For my contour I went in with my MAC Mineralize blush in the shade Humour Me, which for me is a contour. So I use that to contour and bronze up my face. My blush in is also MAC. This is the Peachykeen blush. Just something that gave a nice bit of colour, a bit rosy on the cheeks, bit of warmth as well, just to tie in with all the tones on the eye. And then the highlighter that I added on is a nice green shifty liner just to tie in with the green on the lid. It's a little bit more limey green than what's on the lid, but it gives a similar effect. This is the Oden's Eye Solmane Moonlight Feel Highlighter in the shade Moontalk. Ooh, that was very long, and it is this beautiful one here, so just shifts that beautiful green sort of shade, but it's kind of like no colour out of the light, and it shifts when it's in the light, which is always my favourite. And then to finish off with the lip, I went in with my Sleek Matte Me Ultra Smooth Matte Lip Cream in the shade Old Hollywood, just a deep burgundy kind of vintage looking lip, and I just adore it. I think it's beautiful. I haven't used this in ages, but I love this lip colour. Okay, that is everything on my face. That is how we finish off this look. I'm very excited to get into look number 2, because for look number 2 we're going to use more of the green kind of teal shades down here, but we're going to use this shade, which is Statue Garden from Cleona. I'm very excited about that one. We're going to do a bit of a halo eye, I think, for that one. I think that'd be very fun. And yeah, that is all. So let us get into that second look and let's see what we do for look number 2. Okay guys, so we're going to get into look number 2 with our August palette. I'm so excited about this look. So we're going to play more with the greens that I haven't used yet. So this deeper green here, this more teal shade, and this lighter mint shade, and a little bit of Statue Garden from Cleona, that one up there. I'm very excited about that. I am feeling a halo eye, and I'm kind of feeling like a haloed lower lash line as well. So halo on top, halo lower lash with the kind of Statue Garden down the middle as well. I do have like some nice highlights and stuff like that to kind of go with the look, and a nice lip as well to kind of tie in the lavender sort of side of things, but the teal is going to be like the main colour on the eye with that pop of lavender down the middle. So let us get into the look. My skin is on, my brows are on, my eyeshadow primer is on, which will all be listed down below, and my cheeks are almost done, except I will go to that towards the end. You'll find out those products right at the end. So let us start. Okay, so we are going to start with the shade Conjure Up from Colourpop, this beautiful deep green here. And this is going on a V Cosmetics brush, just a small fluffy brush. And that is just going to go on the outer corner first, just to build up some product, build up a bit of colour. Not bringing it too far onto the lid because we have 2 shimmers that I want to place there. Then taking a little bit and popping that just on that inner part in here, so just creating that nice rounded shape on the eye. Okay, so now I'm going to take the shade 345, the beautiful mint shade, and this is going to be on a Makeup Geek soft dome brush, this sort of shape here. It's a little bit of a stiffer one, which I kind of want just to get a blend on it, and then I've got a clean soft fluffy brush to help blend further out the edges. But I'm going to take a little bit of this and use this to blend around the edges of that green and just slowly start. As I said, like some of the Inglot shades are a little bit more on the sheer side, so just build it up, but I don't mind that when I'm blending like this because I can be really precise with it. And then start to slowly drag that shade through the crease. So I didn't bring the other shade through, just that one. I'm taking a little bit more of that and blending on the inside in here. And then connect on the center part in here. So we have a nice little blend, something like that. I did this eye for some reason. I always start with this eye. For some reason I start with this eye. I don't know why. While I'm blending here, I will tell you I am in serious filming mode. Every day off, I am filming. Apart from 2 days I was sick from work, I haven't not worn makeup. Haven't had a no makeup day apart from those days, which don't count because I was sick. But I'm trying to get everything filmed and edited before I put my Halloween decorations up, and I'm trying to get them done in the next like 2 weeks, and then I'm in spooky season. Halloween decorations are going up as soon as, because I'm going away last week of August, first week of September, so that kind of takes away a little bit of filming time for me for October. So I'm trying to get as much as I can done before I actually do go away, and then if needs be I will bring my laptop on holidays and edit where I can, because I have done that before and I don't mind doing it, doesn't bother me at all. But I'm just in the serious end of filming, which I mean I normally am. It's just this year I've been doing kind of 1 video a week, maybe 2 videos a week if I get the chance to. But my spooky season is still going to be my spooky season, and I am very much in the zone. We're getting it done. I have today off, tomorrow off. I'm filming 2 videos today, maybe 2 videos tomorrow, and just kind of churning them out. Not 2 looks because my eyes get too watery on the second look and I can't be dealing with that. I mean, I think filming 1 makeup in a day is enough for me, but a chatty video or a declutter, that's kind of what I'm doing today and tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just in it. We're in the zone. My busiest time of year is coming. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in with the Conjure Up shade, the darker green, and I'm going to take this. This is a number 7 essential lip brush, but I don't use lip brushes on myself. I just use them for my eyes. So we're going to take that and we're going to do the outer third of the lower lash line to about there. I'm kind of happy with that. And just make sure you're connecting on the outer corner and make it as thick as you are comfortable with, which I'm very comfortable with it being quite far down. So then taking that same shade, we're going to do the same in here, just the inner third to about there. Leaving a decent gap. I want this to be like obvious that I've done a halo lower lash. And then I'm taking a Blend Bunny B3 brush, just a slightly bigger pencil brush, not their smallest brush that they do. And I'm taking the 345 shade and doing the same as what we've done on top and just blending the edges of that green. I was going to go in with my clean brush, but because the Inglot shades are sheer, they just blend so easy because it's not like just an impact of pigment that you have to then like get rid of the edge of. It's more like you get that sheer wash first that you just build up. Okay, so with those colours on and blended how I'm happy with them, it'll all come together as we go. I am going to take a little bit of my Too Faced Glitter Insurance just for some shimmers on the lid, and I'm taking another V Cosmetics brush. This is just a flat one, again no name. So it was just a set that I got in a Halloween mystery box, so I love using them. They're beautiful. They just don't have any names on them. But I'm just taking that glitter primer and popping that all over this bare part of my lid, and then just whatever's left on the brush, I'm just going to tap a little bit in that center part just to help that shimmer stick down here, because it is a smaller area, so I want it to grip nicely. Okay, so for my first shimmer, I'm going to take the shade Gridlock from Colourpop, and this is going to be like towards the outer parts of the lid, and I'm taking that on the same brush I just wiped off the glitter primer. It's beautiful, like teal into a blue sort of shade, but I'm going to just place this right next to the darker mattes on the corners. I don't want too much of this, I just kind of want a little shimmer transition between the mattes and the shimmer, the multi-chrome that I'm going to use. So I'm just taking a small amount and just placing it in a little stripe right beside the matte shades, and then just overlap them, and we can blend in the edges a little bit more in a second. Now I still want the shade to be visible. It's not that I don't want it to be there, that's why I'm using it, But I also want it, there is a purpose for it. It's not just to place another shade on the eye. And I'm not taking that shade on my lower lash line. I'm just going to do the multi-chrome down there because I don't think I'm going to have enough space. I normally, if I do 2 shimmers on the lid for halo eye and halo the bottom, normally just take the lightest shade and halo that on the bottom. It just saves you space. You're not really going to see this shade if I do it on the lower lash anyway. So okay, so now for the very fun part, we're going to take Statue Garden from Cliona Cosmetics, and that's going to be our little bit down the middle and on our lower lash line. I have this little brush. It's just a Kryolan brush. I think it's a lip brush. I don't know, it's massive for a lip brush, but I got it in a set with a lip palette. And I'm going to use this for my inner corner anyway, and I'm going to use this shade on my inner corner, so I just said I'd use the same brush. So we're just going to pop this down the middle. It's just going to have a really odd shift to it, and I just think it's going to be so interesting. And I'm just slowly pulling a little bit of that over the blue shade, the blue shimmer, just to get a nice gradient, because I do want it to be mostly this shade on the lid. Oh, it's just odd, and I just love it. It's so weird. It kind of gives me like a magical forest, you know, like the way the mushrooms, stuff like that, kind of glow in like those fairy tale kind of books and stuff like that. Kind of giving me that sort of vibe. And I really like it. Taking just a little bit more on the tip of that brush, and we're going to pop this on the lower lash, just down the middle, just overlapping it with the green. And I'm going to kind of drag a little bit down, just a small bit, kind of down as far as where the blend is on this. I want it to be down so you can see it. Okay, I think that is stunning. So last little step is I'm going to take the same Statue Garden shade. I'm just in love with this shade, so I just want to use it everywhere. I'm just going to pop a little of this on the inner corner as my highlight. It's a bit of a darker base colour for a highlight, but you know, it'll give an effect. And it just gives me that like full spectrum of like all the shades I have gone on. That is it. I hope it like translates on camera how pretty these shimmers are. If not, you'll see it in the photos, and I might do a little Instagram like up close video as well, so you can go check that out on my stories. But oh, it's so pretty. I love this so much. So I'm going to jump off. I'm going to finish off the eyes, finish my cheeks. Before I do my lip, I'm going to eat some dinner because I'm starving, and then I'll finish my lip, and then I'll come back to you and let you know what I used on my face. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. I feel like a fairy, and I love this look. So let me go through everything that I used on my face. So to finish off the eyes, really simple, nothing fussy with this. I went in with my Oden's Eye Solmane gel liner in the shade 008, which is the shade Lavender, and I popped that just on my waterline to kind of match the purpley pinky kind of tone on the shimmer down the center of the halo eye. My mascara then is my Zoeva Infinite Potential Full Volume Mascara, and then my lashes are the Violet Voss. These are the I Want It That Way, and they're super dense, really dense right in the root, and then they kind of just wisp out at the edge, a little bit spiky but not quite, just a little bit wispy. Onto cheeks then, I went in with my e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand contour in the shade Light, just to contour up my cheeks. And then my blush is the Sleek Blush by 3, the Sweet Cheeks collection. No, Candy collection, and Sweet Cheeks is the palette. And then the shade I used is Dolly Mix, this lavender shade in the middle again, just to tie it all in. It kind of goes more pinky on the cheeks, but it is definitely on the cooler side. And then for highlight, I knew I want something like super sparkly for this, just to match the eyes. I went in with my Blend Bunny Noctilucent palette, and I used the shade Phenomena. This one here that kind of reflects pink. I was going to use this one, but then once this shade was on the eye, it actually goes more pink purple as opposed to just purple, so I went in with Phenomena, which gives more of a pink tone. And I will eventually use the shade Dreamlike, this one here, but I'll probably just use that more as a blush because it is quite strong. But I think it will be nice like putting a blush in and then maybe topping that over it, and then just do that as my highlight. And then for lips again, I kind of knew exactly what I wanted for this, so I went in with my MAC lip pencil in the shade Plum. There's a little dog barking, and he's been barking for about 2 hours straight, and he sounds so cute. I'm not mad. I don't want anyone to be mad at him because he's adorable. It's my neighbour's dog. But this is the shade Plum from MAC in their lip pencil, and then I went in with the KVD Beauty Everlasting Liquid Lip shade in Requiem, and I popped that over top and just kind of blended the lip pencil and the liquid lip together because it's quite pale, it's quite dark, so kind of just made a little concoction between the two on my lips. And that's it. That is our 2 looks 1 palette with our beautiful August palette. I am in love with this palette so much. I just knew the tones I wanted, I knew the looks I wanted to do with it, So I built a palette around that. I said that at the beginning, but that is exactly how this worked out. I kind of knew instantly, once I knew that I wanted Statue Garden to be in this look, so I knew exactly then what I wanted to pair with it. And that's where I built those colours. And then I knew the first shade that I wanted to do, which is what fully inspired this palette. And I knew exactly which shades I wanted to go in this. So it was quite an easy palette to make this month, and I'm very happy. So I want to know down in the comments below, which look is your favourite with this palette? Do you have any of these shades? Are you going to recreate any of these shades? Let me know all that down below. If you did like this video, give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support, get me around from people, and also let me know that you like the video, and I'll continue to do many more. And don't forget to subscribe down below to see many more videos coming up. Next month is our September palette, and we are going to be going all fall. Autumn, fall, the kind of deeper tones, the colours of leaves, the burgundies, the kind of khaki greens, burnt orange, like golden tones, mustard sort of tones. I cannot wait for that palette. I have an idea in my head of what I want the palette to look like. I just don't know which shades I'm going to put in yet, but I have an idea. So I'm very excited about that. So hit subscribe down below to see that coming soon. And as I said in the beginning, my Instagram is linked down below, where I post all the up close eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks. And my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content if you want to go give both of those a follow. And that is it for our August palette. So I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.